innovative, immersive and sustainable broadcasting. The Indian Minister for Information Broadcasting, Anurag Singh Thakur, inaugurated the Broadcast Engineering Society Expo 24 in New Delhi. DD India's Vishal Barrister spoke to CEO of Prasar Bharati, the public broadcaster of the country. Take a listen.
Kautilya said, change is the need of the hour and only the fittest survive the change. And I have with me the CEO of Prasar Bharati. Let's talk to him about the changing scenario in the broadcasting industry and also the need for Make in India. Sir, how do you see the role of Prasar Bharati, because the times are changing, and especially in the broadcasting industry?
The times are changing. We have a much greater number of competing channels. Whether it is radio, whether it is Doordarshan, or even the emerging technologies like streaming. So they are all competing for the attention of the audience. But at the same time, the requirement of good quality content always remains. And the fittest, the persons, the agencies which produce the best quality content, which is able to provide this education, entertainment and information, they are the ones who will take the biggest part of the cake. Prasar Bharati has its own stature in the industry. For the last 2 years running, Doordarshan and Akashvani have been ranked as among the top-rated media news brands in the country. And we will continue to build on this and also scale greater heights in the days to come.
So there is a lot of focus on Atmanirbhar Bharat, and broadcasting industry has a role to play in it because it is the vision of our Prime Minister. So as the CEO of the organization, what do you have to say?
When our networks were set up, the Akashvani network started in the 1930s, and the late 1950s is when Doordarshan took its first steps. So at that time there was hardly any broadcasting equipment that was being manufactured in India. And at this point of time, while we have expanded our reach to almost all parts of the country, whether it's the snow-clad peaks or whether it's the deserts and mountains, we still have a substantial part of the equipment which is not manufactured in India. The Government of India does provide us support for capital expansion, and it has been our continuing endeavor to reach out to the industry and to promote them also by providing them the opportunity to supply the necessary equipment and services to Prasar Bharati. And also as one of the leading organizers of this expo that you are here. So here also we have brought in people from all over the world who will showcase their respective technologies. And I suppose it is now for the startups, for the young entrepreneurs in India to take a look at these, to get an idea of what are the kind of requirements that a broadcaster of the scale of Prasar Bharati needs, and then become a part of this ecosystem by setting up their own units. There are a large number of Government of India programs which support entrepreneurs and especially for in the high-tech industries. And I'm sure this kind of an expo will provide an opportunity for them to make up their mind to make in India.
So one last question. There's a lot of focus on green technology, and broadcasting industry cannot ignore it.
Prasar Bharati has its setup across hundreds of locations in the country, so close to about 800 locations, taking both Akashvani and Doordarshan together. And many of these locations are quite amenable to solar power generation. And we are in close contact with the Ministry of Renewable Energy as well as their agencies like SECI. And we've already got solar power setups installed in about half a dozen or so locations, in different cities. But we are now evolving a long-term plan for generating as much of solar or other renewable energy and using it to subsidize a part of our own power requirements, which are of the scale of about 50 megawatts. And I'm sure that in the next maybe 2 to 3 years, we'll see a substantially lower carbon footprint where Prasar Bharati is concerned.
So there you heard the CEO. He says that Prasar Bharati is focusing more and more on green technology, and as far as the Make in India vision of Prime Minister is concerned, Prasar Bharati is already working on it. With cameraman Aniket in Delhi, this is Vishal Barrister for DD India.
Maldives has deported 180